In the past trading session, the US market did very well. Apple up, Amazon up, Google, Meta, Eli Lilly, Costco, Procter & Gamble, but the financials, JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, and so many others took a bit of a beating. We can see railroads just getting off track slightly, but the overall market was very strong. As far as sectors, communication services did very, very well, and followed by information technology. Financials, as we saw, didn't do too well. One thing to realize, price is always moving in a wave. It's always going down and then up and down and up, and that's just what it does. So we looked at yesterday's video and thought, yeah, this could be kind of due for a bit of a retracement. And we've seen a lot of the power come out of the market, but ADA has been doing really well. That's going to make a lot of people happy. If you like ADA, please put ADA inside the comments. As expected, Jerome Powell reduced the federal funds rate by 25 basis points, and already on the 18th of December, we have a 71.3% probability of another 25 basis point decrease. The standout in the top cryptos today is unequivocally Solana. Solana has been doing really well. It's currently up 5.78%. And we've also seen Ethereum come up. It's currently 2.96% up. Looking towards the greatest gainers in the past 24 hours, Kronos doing really well. ADA, GOAT again. Nero, Arweave, Pith, JUP, and Solana. Looking towards the greatest losers in the past 24 hours, we can see Athena, ENA, MOG, LDO, CAS, APE, OP, and ZEC, not to mention Theta, all getting whacked. There were $233 million worth of total liquidations, the majority being short liquidations. And there was a fairly modest $1.36 billion worth of net inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Wowee. It's very important that you gain the appreciation of how to look into the charts and gain mastery as to where the X-ray vision is. We're going to go through the cheat sheet, and you can download it absolutely free of charge from ctksmethod.org. The links are in the description of this video. The markets, after an incredible surge, are starting to normalize, but that means that relationships and interdependencies between charts can go a little bit wonky during these phases. One thing that we know is that Bitcoin, which is that blue line and the representative of the crypto market in its totality, cannot escape the stock market's gravity. And what have we been seeing? The stock market is going up, and where's Bitcoin? It's going up too. We can also see that gold has been moving up. The yields and the DXY came down on the Fed, which put upward pressure inside the commodity space. And of course it led to a rally in bond prices. The VIX is still decaying, which is pretty damn sweet. It's not a bad idea to keep your eyes on upper bank plays such as ADA and Pith, and lower bank plays such as Mantle, MNT, and LDO. Also, we can see Bluezell and Knot are hanging down on the lower bank. They're just chilling. Before we get into the cheat sheet, one thing to always understand, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Doesn't matter what the alt is, it will move in directional correlation with Bitcoin 99.9% of the times. So what do we see with Ethereum? Ethereum's coming up because Bitcoin is coming up. What about Binance Coin? Yeah, it's coming up because you got it, Bitcoin is coming up. What about Solana? Yes, Solana is coming up. Why? Because Bitcoin is coming up. What about XRP? That's coming up because you got it. Doge is coming up. ADA is coming up, and literally all of the cryptos in the crypto market are following Bitcoin's gravitational alignment. Now, we need to look more granularly to understand if the markets are actually improving or if they're weakening. Getting into row 1 of the cheat sheet, row 1 measures risk-off activity. If row 1 is going up, risk-off is coming down. So what do we see here Is it going up? Is the VIX going up? No, it's going down. What about the 10-year yield and the 2-year yield? Yeah, it's coming down. The DXY, is that coming down? You got it. Is the confirmation pair dollar yen going with the DXY? Yes, sirree, it is. Now, what we're doing specifically is that we're using triangulation to figure out the interrelationships between different charts. What about oil? Is that coming down? Yes, it is. So what we can see, and don't forget, oil is inflationary. If oil spikes up to $1,000 a barrel, transportation is going to get really hit. It's going to be expensive to go anywhere. And what's the Fed going to do? And the central banks all around the world? Yeah, they're going to raise interest rates. So we don't like oil going up too high because it's still very important. We can see volatility, the VIX, the DXY, dollar yen, oil, US 2, US 10, all coming down. This is positive for risk on assets. Okay, let's triangulate risk throughout row 2. We can see that junk bonds is going up. Gold was hit and then has recovered somewhat because the yields, the US 10, US 2 and the DXY are coming down. That's what led to this a little bit of a rally inside gold. And of course, where gold goes, so too does silver. Hi-ho, silver! We can see that as the DXY spiked up, the euro dollar spiked down, and currently we're seeing a degree of repair inside the euro. Often the euro and the crypto market and the stock market move together, so this is something to bear in mind. The Aussie dollar and the euro dollar tend to move in the same directionality, so you want to keep that in mind as well. And copper has been coming down, but it staged a little bit of a bounce, but realistically, not much. So far, junk bonds is looking pretty good, but is copper sending us a warning? A lot of people are expecting the major indices to keep on rollipping up. Yes, rollipping is a definite word. Now, is that actually going to happen? Well, so far, they've been kind of flatlining. And look at the Russell. Oh, Russell, wherefore art thou, Russell? You're weakening. How dare you, Russell? What about this? Is the S&P 500 strengthening? Yeah, it is. What about the NASDAQ? Yes, it is. And we can see the Dow Jones starting to flatten out. It's still got positive momentum, but the Russell is under a degree of duress at the moment. Poor old Russell. Now, what does this actually mean for crypto and also the stock market? Russell is like the canary in the coal mine. It gets gassed first. And from that particular prospect, what is it showing us? It's showing us that Russell may be feeling a little bit dizzy right now. May need to have a seat. It's really important to keep your eye on the future of all of the different major market indices, such as the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and also the Dow. Now, what are we seeing just recently? We're seeing a bit of profit taking in the Russell 2000, and we called this out in yesterday's video as a potential or most likely probable case scenario. And we're seeing that the crypto market has in fact retraced over the past 24 hours. That's not actually a surprise to us because we look for timing the market as well as time in the market. Please make sure that you look to the major indices futures at the current time. All financial markets are intercorrelated and interdependent. Therefore, it's really important to know what charts are telling us because they give you real-time news. Now, when the major markets just play off, what is going to happen to Tesla? It realistically depends what the futures do inside those markets. If the futures are pointing to upward positive momentum, and we're seeing in pre-trading it's slightly positive, up from 296.80 to 299.73. That's not too bad. That's better than it going down. So at least we've got a degree of upward price momentum. What about NVIDIA? Yeah, there's price momentum to the upside there as well. What about Microsoft? Microsoft's looking pretty good also. Don't forget, there's going to be a lot of people selling these rips up. So if profit taking does occur, that's just normal, that's natural. The key thing for us is to keep our eye on the crypto market because it is the most risk-on asset class that there is, which means you can get unbelievably good returns out of the crypto market. And now with so many countries and so many prominent people saying the crypto is safe, guess what? They must be right. Of course, we always knew it was safe, years and years and years ago, but they had to fill their bags first. So congratulations, everyone. So Bitcoin has been coming up. What about Ethereum? It's also been following Bitcoin's gravitational pull. We're currently in row 5. MicroStrategy, a Bitcoin proxy in the stock market, has done very well. We can see a little bit of negative price momentum, a bit of selling or a bit of profit taking into the close. So far, in pre-market, we're seeing upward price momentum. Row 5 is showing positive momentum. Let's get into row 6, where we look under the hood of the crypto market. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, and BNB Binance Coin. We can see that Litecoin is just showing a little bit of weakness in terms of navigating the directional power of Bitcoin. And woo la la, what is going on with Bitcoin Cash? That's showing a lot of weakness there. This is the stuff that we look out for. We want to see if the market is strengthening under the hood or if it's weakening. So far, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are saying weakening. And to a degree, BNB, Binance Coin, is doing the same. Always remember, price is always moving down and then up and down and up and down and up. So therefore, just know the price is always moving in a wave. ADA, Cardano has been doing terrifically well. Look at this. This is going to make a lot of people happy, especially those ADA holders who have been holding through all of that turbulence. Well done, everyone. Solana also doing incredibly well. From a trading perspective, traders see absolutely no difference between one token and another token. They don't care what the token is. They care that it has liquidity and that it's going to be around long enough for them to get in and get out of positions. Having a look at Dogecoin, we can see that that's a bit of strength there. That's a good thing. And we can see definite strength in ADA. Also definite strength in Solana. That's pretty neat. So what are we concluding from all of this? Row 6, which showed Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, they're weakening. And now we're seeing Solana and also ADA and also Doge starting to strengthen up. This could mean a good rotation from major cryptos into minor cryptos. So that could be pretty neat. One thing that I would like to draw to your attention, XRP was absolutely and utterly hammered because of what? The SEC. Now, if Donald Trump makes the SEC go away and just ride off into the sunset, XRP will go nuts. Something that you should keep in mind. It'll take some time to get used to the cheat sheet, but by doing it, especially from a structural perspective, you'll have an absolute game changer on your hands. Something that can really help you out. Setbacks always come before progress. In fact, a setback is required for you to progress in life and in anything. Hang on a sec, Ken. That doesn't make any sense to me. What do you mean a setback? A setback is where you're just, going along and you're making progress and then bang, you get set back. And that's not progress. Actually, it is. Setbacks are things to embrace. When you get a loss inside a financial market or inside life or whatever it is, please just bear in mind the setback always becomes the thing that allows you to progress forwards. Just think about any time in your life that you got a setback and that you had to get the strength to progress through. You gain that strength. That strength wouldn't have come to you unless you had the setback. What setbacks do is they make us pause. They set us backwards just for a time. They make us look at what we did, and then they say, do you really want this? If the answer is yes, you will progress. Unfortunately, our culture just views a setback as a failure, and we're not supposed to fail, right? After all, we go to school and we're supposed to pass and get good grades and do all of those kind of things, but there are no grades in life. There's only action and progress, or thought. So if you get a setback, it is natural to think a while about how you can progress forwards from that setback, but never let a setback stop you from progressing. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.